Happy Empty Wallet Wednesday, everybody. Today we're going to talk about turning this into this. All right, a couple things we're going to need. These are Walmart brand. These are 50 cents a bottle. I think I've got $3 into all the paints and stuff we're going to use today. So really cheap, really easy weathering that doesn't break the bank. So this one's real important. There's a lot of different color blacks. This one seems to work the best for me. So that's just my personal experience. Real brown. And this one, if you're having trouble getting rust color, is the thing you need. The darker the rail car you're looking at weathering, the more aggressive you need to be with the paint. These yellow rail boxes are pretty easy to get weathered. These dark red Santa Fe ones, you got to be pretty aggressive to get anything to show up. The rust on there you can barely see. So you have to layer on the paint pretty thick to get the rust to show through. But I'll go through my process here. It's super simple, it's super quick, and see what we got when we're done here. Other than paints, you're going to need some junk paint brushes, and the reason why I like junk paint brushes is we're going to do a dry brushing technique. And if you don't have your car already taken apart, I like to pop the base out of these, or remove the wheels at the very least, and we'll start with that. So let me do that quick and I'll be right back with you. Okay, now that I got it apart, a couple of quick things. Got some brown over here. Maybe I'll just pick this up. That brown, I'm generally okay with the way it turns out. Just one dot of it for my rust color. If that's not quite good enough, you can do 2 parts brown, so 2 dots, and 1 dot of this orange, and that really brings out kind of a rust oxide type color. I'm personally okay with this. The less paint you gotta mix, the better in my opinion. And then this is kind of my mud road grime color right here, which is the only other one you need. It's three parts brown, 1 part black. And let's just go ahead and get started here. Set down my stuff. We're going to do a method called dry brushing. So you'll need a paper towel, and you just ever so lightly want to get just a little paint on the tip of your brush. Focus for me. And then you're just going to take most of it off. Which seems counterintuitive, but I always start with the wheels because they need some cleanup work. So let's just go ahead and get the paint on there and dry while we're doing the rest of it. So we're just gonna lightly brush it on there and spin the wheels a little bit with it. Do the other side. Get it from multiple angles. And then we'll just quick do the other side. Don't be afraid to overdo it on the trucks. We're gonna come back and wipe a bunch of it off. So we're almost doing like a wash at this point. All right. So that's a good start for now. So we'll just let that dry, and we will jump into the actual body of the car. So we're gonna keep doing our dry brushing technique, but we're gonna start with a good dry brush. We'll get most of the paint off here. And we're just going to start at the top and pull down. And we'll go ahead and do it the other way. And with these silver, aluminum oxide, whatever you want to call them, roofs on these things, it does not take much to get a nice subtle rust effect. Get rid of the glare there, you can kind of see it. It comes out pretty good. And now for the fun part, is just randomly, and that's the best part about this, is I am terrible at painting, and rust is pretty random, so just start at the top and pull down, just like how the water would come through it. And again, we're just dry brushing, so you ain't gonna see much until you really get up close. And just kind of randomly apply it. And that's a good first coat. Let's go ahead and jump to the other side. And then if you're feeling really frisky, you have a nice sharp, you can get in here and you do a little bit of detail work where you got some really heavy rust. Along body lines, something of that nature. Get up in here a little bit. You really can't see too much of it on there, and that's kind of what you want, because we're gonna wipe some of this away. Don't forget to do the front and back side. Get it on there just a little too thick, just rub your finger on it and it'll come right off. There we go. Get up there next to the roof just a little bit more. Yeah, perfect. A little spot there. A little more right there. We'll do just a tick of detailing work on both sides here. And just a little dot, that's all you need. Just drag it down just a bit. This is not the best brush for this either. I overdid that a little bit, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna dry our brush off. We're just gonna pull it down a little bit. There we go. That looks better. Not bad on that side. Let's do just a little more detailing. Look for body lines, body panels where rust might accumulate, and then just think about where the water would flow. Got a little bit of a scratch here anyway, so we'll just fill that in. That's a little heavy. There we go. I think the bottom of the door needs a little something. There, that's not too bad. Don't get too crazy about getting around the body panels yet. The next part we'll clean and bring that out in just a little bit. So that's really all you got to do for your rust. And we're gonna get some road grime over here. I like using a relatively small brush for this because we're gonna blot it on there like so. And you just kind of start at the bottom. blot it on there. And you can be as heavy as you like, or as light as you want with this. It doesn't take much. Also, if you look at any real cars, it's not even at all. So just have fun with it. It generally comes up looking pretty nice. And just work your way across the bottom of the car. And we're starting to get a decent effect. We'll let that kind of dry on just a tick here. I'm also generally not too worried about both sides looking really even. You're never going to see both sides of the car anyway, so it'll always just be the one side you're worried about. Make sure you kind of get up and around the body panel. Some of these have the slides for the door you'll want to be aware of. And we're starting to see something here. Don't forget to do the front and back. We've done that before. There we are. And then I always just try to get up around that handrail a little bit, or the foot rail, I guess it is, not necessarily the handrail. That one's broken. All right, we're gonna just go ahead and go a little bit heavier with the dirt. This one will look good and well used. Keep in mind this will dry pretty matte, so even if it doesn't quite look how you'd want now, keep in mind you gotta let it dry before you get that nice dingy look. All right, I think that's a decent starting place. There we go. That looks pretty good. All right, here's the next thing that really helps is you want to relatively dry brush with this. There we go. And you're just going to kind of sweep back and forth a little bit. And what that does is it kind of hits the high points and just helps bring stuff out a little bit. Hard to see with the light, but adds just a little bit of dinge to the car. Doesn't take off any of the paint you've already put on there, it just makes it look a little bit dirtier. There we are. All right, let's go ahead and set that to the side for just a second. We're going to come back and let's dry it on there pretty good. I'm gonna add just a little bit more of the dinge to these. Oops. Yeah, I think I'm gonna actually don't mind me. Yeah, I'll come back to that. Just do this one off. There we go. A little bit more on there. Okay, I'll get these put back together and we'll see what it looks like when it's dry. Well, tell me if I'm wrong, but for me being a no talent hack and $2 worth of paint and a couple dollars worth of paintbrushes, that ain't a half bad weathering job. Anyway, nice how to save some money. Take an old car, make it look nice and weathered and well used. Look nice on any layout. Thanks for stopping by, everybody. I'll see you this Sunday for our review. Have a good week.